How you doing, YouTube? Matt, Massive Beer Reviews, back with yet another review. A little bit of Pilsner time in the form of Equilibrium Brewing in collaboration with Resident Culture. It is their Full Circle Pilsner. It's a 5.5% alcohol by volume Pilsner in collaboration with our friends at Resident Culture. This is Equilibrium's first stab at a Pilsner. They haven't done, I don't think they've done any lagering yet. So I'm kind of curious to dive in this one. I did have a taste of this at the release when I went up there, so we'll see what's what. Label-wise, I really do dig it, though. It's just kind of the Equilibrium thing. Symbol with the little arrow on it going full circle. Their explanation is, which most of you subscribe to when it comes to beer, is, you know, we all kind of start out in the kind of lager Pilsner world. And kind of working yourself back. So Equilibrium, known for their kind of hazies. What do we have there? I mean, she looks the part of the Pilsner, maybe a little bit darker, a little bit denser that we expect from a typical Pilsner. Nice kind of white, as white could be, pinky finger of a head on that sucker. Very soft carbonation, done and done. So she looks the part of a Pilsner, albeit just a little bit dark. See if we get a nose. I mean, you're getting a big amount of Pilsner malt in here. So it's definitely a malt-forward Pilsner. There's a little bit of soft, kind of checky kind of hops to it. So nothing too crazy. A little bit of soft bittering. But that Pilsner malt comes through very, very at the forefront. It's a lot bigger than all the other flavors. It's Pilsner. It's 5.5%. It's not a huge beer to begin with. But that's the thing that really strikes me. Soft little bittering. A little bit of maybe floral hop to that bittering. And then a decent amount of kind of Pilsner malt. Let's dive in. Cheers. I mean, she practically follows suit in the taste. You definitely get a big portion of Pilsner malt there. Comes off big crackery, a little bit biscuity, a nice kind of impactful maltiness. That bittering is there. Again, it's pretty much just like a generic kind of checky kind of Pilsner, typical hop you would find in a Pilsner kind of bittering. That soft little herbally floralness on the end, done and done. Mouth feels quite a bit heavier than what you expect from a Pilsner, and that's where this one kind of like, I guess, for the lack of a better analogy or term, jumps the shark a little bit for me. It's nice, it's tasty, it's airing a little bit close to kind of Marzen territory to me, rather than Pilsner. It's not that dark, it's not that hefty, but it is quite a bit denser, quite a bit heftier than a typical Pilsner. Listen, nowadays, one of the kind of cool catchphrases when it comes to, lagers and Pilsners are crispy boys, you know what I mean? Crispy little beers. That's where this one kind of misses the mark there. It's not crispy. It's a little bit heftier. It's very malt forward. It has a density to it that comes off definitely higher or heftier body than your typical Pilsner. Even though it's still a Pilsner through and through, there's a little bit of soft lagering vibes in there, nothing too sulfury, but a little bit of soft lagering, nice bittering hop. Everything is checked. It's just the malt comes off a little bit heavy for me. So it's a nice beer. It's well made. It's clean. There's nothing wrong with it. I think this was lagered at least about 6 to 8 weeks, I think. Maybe even a little bit longer. But in the grand scheme of things, just a little bit denser, a little bit heavier than I like my typical Pilsner. Not a bad beer, not badly made, just a little bit too malt forward for my liking. I like my more traditional, a little bit lighter, a little bit crispier, if you will. So let's talk about it. Is it one of the better Pilsners I've had as of late? Definitely on the outside looking in. I like mine to skew uber traditional, and probably the biggest bonus or biggest like for me when it comes to Pilsners is having that lightness, that crispiness, that chuggability with how malt forward this is in perception. You know, it's not malt forward for a lot of different beers, but for a Pilsner, how malt forward it is, it comes off a little bit denser, a little bit heavier, and it kind of makes it not as chuggable, if you will. Value and availability, it's Equilibrium. I mean, it was $15 for a 4-pack of Pilsner and cans. You know my kind of stance when it comes to that. Even if it's craft, made by a small brewery, that still I don't know, kind of hard to swallow. $15 for a 4-pack of Pilsner, and leave you with, if you like this beer. If you like Pilsner, but you want a little bit more heft, or you like alt beer, Marzen, stuff like that, and you want a little bit less heft in it, kind of meets in the middle somewhere around there. So yeah, not a bad beer, well-made beer, let's put it this way. Well-made beer as far as cleanliness goes, just a little bit too heavy for me for a Pilsner, but as a first stab, as a first take for a lager beer, a Pilsner beer, not too shabby. Can't wait to see what else they give a whirl over there at the EQ. So there you go. Another review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Down there if you want to talk about it. Massive Beers if you want to check me out doing the social media stuff. Beer Massive if you want to check me out doing the whole podcasting thing. And hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully you're enjoying a nice little Pilsner right now. And hopefully see you next time. Cheers.